Hi, Delusion Dispeller back again. So, I didn't have a lot of friends, and the friends that I did have that he liked were probably not the best friends I should have had in my life because they were pretty dysfunctional, and some of them still are. I'm not mentioning names. I'm not trying to harm anybody by saying that. It's just the truth. Um, So, anyways, yeah, had a lot of church problems, as I said. And my ex husband never defended me when I was being attacked in churches. His theory was, I told you to leave, so of course they're going to attack you if you stay there. Um, so I didn't get support from him. I didn't get protected by him. He even told me at one point if somebody broke in the house, he would hide under the bed, and I'd have to protect everybody, and I'd have to fight for everybody. So yeah, not a really good situation with that ex-husband. Um, just so you know, because a lot of people are shocked by this, I do still see my ex-husband. There's no relationship there other than we have children together, and we do see each other at birthday parties and holidays. And he does come and help work on the house sometimes here for for my current husband and I. Because he is a handyman. That is him. That is who he is by nature, by vocation, and talent, and skill, and whatever. He is a good handyman, I will say that. Not a people person, not somebody that you'd want to cozy up to, and not somebody you'd want to have an intimate connection with. But he definitely knows his skill. He is a handyman, and he's a good worker. So, yeah, we pay him to work on the house. He's still working in the field that he's always been working in, which is handyman work. So anyways, and yes, I would give him a ride if he needed it somewhere. He would give me a ride if I needed it somewhere. We just pay each other gas money. So we're on amicable terms, I guess you could say. As long as I don't have to be married to him or live with him, everything's fine. And in fact, my children would tell you I get along better with him now that we're not married than I ever did in the marriage as they got older. So anyways, so that's what happened with that. Well, while I was living, or while I was married, I should say, and living with my ex-husband, there were two women that came into my life. Well, there were several women that came into my life through the internet. One of them, I will call her Dove, because that's what I always named her online. Dove was an interesting person. She was a borderline person. She had a neurological disorder. We were very, very close and got very close very quickly through a chat room. And Dove had some issues. She liked to control people and things around her. And I'm hoping by today she's gotten past that and gotten healing and help for that. But at the time, she would do the I hate you, don't leave me thing with me. We would have a group and everybody would get along when she was gone, but then when she came back, everybody would be at each other's throat and not trusting each other and breaking up friendships, and that's typical of borderline personality disorder. They tend to turn people against people. Some of them do. This one did. Dove had a lot of issues, and yet along came Anita, who told me that, or I'm sorry, who Dove told me we were going to have this relationship, Anita and I. We were going to be really close, and I was like, I don't see it. I mean, Anita's kind of in the background. She doesn't tell anybody who she is. I don't know her. But over time, Anita and I did become close because Dove pretty much dumped me at one point when I pointed out some flaws in her, and Anita came to save the day. So Anita was the next dysfunctional person, and you can read her story. But in a nutshell, she definitely had narcissistic and borderline traits. And I was trapped in a house. I guess you could say trapped in a sense, because I really had no way out that I knew of. I was trapped in a trailer, actually, that she lived in, being mistreated and abused verbally and emotionally and psychologically by her. For about 5 weeks, and it was the longest 5 weeks of my life, and it was definitely a very big turning point in my life, because had that not happened, I would not be sitting here talking to you about all this, and I wouldn't have been able to help the people that I have helped. So am I glad it happened? No, not really, but in a way it turned around for good. So stay tuned, I'll talk a little bit more about that. Thanks.